Chapter 1089 has dropped a major bombshell, one way more significant and important than you could even imagine. So check this out. We get the aftermath of the erasure of Lulusia Kingdom. If you remember, they used the Mother Flame to erase it off the face of the map. Well, the entire world 6 days after this event is starting to feel the repercussions. There are earthquakes all over the place. Islands are literally getting flooded to the point they're sinking and people have to leave their homes. Like quite literally, islands are vanishing off the face of the map due to this one event, and now there is a gaping hole in the middle of the ocean. The reason this is so significant is because this is definitely not the first time this happened, and the reason I say so is because this hole is identical to that of Enies lobby. The reason this is important is because we've known the government has gone out of the way to erase islands and places off the face of the map, such as God's Valley, O'Hara, and whatever was there at Enies lobby. Now, the island is actually known as the Afternoon Island or the Never Night Island because there is never nighttime over there. It's always sunny. So possibly this place could be connected to sun god Nika, maybe even the Great Kingdom itself that was erased many centuries ago. Or if you want to go even crazier, this place could actually be God's Valley that used to be Enies lobby until the great battle happened, and then they replaced it with Enies lobby. And it would make sense because God's Valley would be right next to Mary Joie and Marineford, so obviously the Celestial Dragons won't have to go far to visit because they'll always feel protected. And I actually believe we're witnessing the great cleansing that the Gorosei mentioned to bring balance back into the world, which actually leads us to a theory I made a few months ago. It's called The World Before the Void Century, so check that out. That basically the great cleansing is quite literally the Gorosei and the world government flooding the world, and that's what they might have done back during the Void Century. That sounds crazy, but after seeing the aftermath of what happened during this chapter, that's not far to imagine. And because they live above the red line, they do not have to worry about this world being flooded because they can start anew. And this is where things get very interesting. If you remember, the Noah ship is down on Fishman Island, and that is obviously based off Noah's Ark from the Bible. And in the Bible, God got so fed up of his creation, humanity, he damned them and flooded the world and tasked Noah to create an ark in order to be able to rebuild once it's over. So what I'm saying is Oda might have took inspiration from the Bible to have Emu flood the world because he is God and he's tired of humanity and what they've been doing as of late. And this could be the reason why Wano built their borders in the first place in order to prevent this from happening. But unfortunately, due to the rain, it caused their civilization to be submerged and they had to keep rebuilding until it's the Wano we now know today. But Wano's not the only place that suffers from floods. If you remember, Water 7 every year, because of the tidal wave Laguna, I think that's what it's called, floods Water 7 to the point they have to keep building upward, and there's parts of the island that is submerged underwater. But based off of this chapter and seeing the floods caused from Lulusia Kingdom, if the same thing happened to Enies lobby, we now know the reason why Water 7 is the way it is. It's because of the effects from Enies lobby, and this is their punishment for probably creating Pluton, which by the way is currently where? In Wano. Although they said the tidal waves of Long Ring Long Land are what causes Laguna because they're all in the same vicinity of one another, I think it's actually caused by the hole in Enies lobby, which results in Long Ring Long Land having their shores be submerged underwater. And funny enough, the reason the animals grow so long is because they are able to live freely without the feeling of any restraint physically or mentally, which is very interesting because that sounds pretty similar to that of Gear 5 Luffy. I don't think it's a coincidence at all. I just wanted to bring that up though. Now, the one problem we face with this theory is the Mother Flame. It sounds like York made it and gave it to the government and then they used it for the first time now, but if the same hole that we see in Enies lobby is identical to Lulusia Kingdom, that kind of contradicts and means they must have used it before. So maybe she didn't actually make the weapon, but just the fuel for the weapon, and now they're able to use it. Again, similar to the Iron Giant that's on Egghead. It cannot move because it doesn't have the fuel needed to, and that's why Vegapunk has been trying to recreate this fuel or energy in order to make it useful again. And Emu flooding the world actually makes a lot of sense thematically, because we know this is a world of pirates where people sail across the seas all the time, and the waters are the most dangerous things on the planet, especially to devil fruit users who are said to be hated by the sea. So having the literal ocean or the seas be an enemy to the Straw Hats and the world at large actually makes a lot of sense, and makes Oda really smart for doing this and writing in such a way. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I personally think there's just way too many coincidences at this point, and the fact Oda went out of his way to mention that there was a flood, the sea level raised by 1 meter, and islands are literally vanishing off the face of the map, and people can't even go to the shore no more because of the high levels of water and tidal waves. Like, at this point, I think Oda's trying to tell us something, but he's not trying to say it, you feel me? We already know that the world of One Piece is literally insane. The weather is absolutely crazy. There's literally water creating a knock-up stream, shooting islands into the sky. This is not natural, and it's very possible that all of this was actually caused from the government using this weapon in the past, and this is actually they're doing the whole time. The reason the New World and the Grand Line is so insane is because of what the government did during the Void Century by causing a massive flood, erasing whatever they did during those 100 years. So basically what I'm saying is the world government are planning yet another Void Century through the Great Cleansing. But once the borders of Wano get destroyed, that's definitely going to cause another major flood to the world. Or if the theory that the Red Line has to be destroyed, then that's definitely going to cause absolute destruction all across the world. And I guess that could be the reason why the Noah ship is needed to basically save humanity. I think the scariest part of all this is that Blackbeard could do this at any moment due to his devil fruit, and quite literally could destroy the world. Like, it's gonna be insane when he actually shows out and fights Luffy. Like, I'm actually kind of scared. But that's not the only thing that happened this chapter. Kizaru and the boys have finally arrived. There are 9 vice admirals led by Kizaru and Saturn with 100 battleships and 30,000 Navy soldiers. It's kind of insane, but a full day has passed. I did like the conversation he had with Sentomaru because they go way back, and I did wonder how he would feel about the situation, but Kizaru, as he said, is just a cog in the machine, and orders are orders, so he will kill Sentomaru if he has to, which is kind of tragic. And I did like the little flashback of a young Kizaru with a Vegapunk and Sentomaru showing off his light beams. I'm really curious as to know just how close his relationship with Vegapunk is, because I think they're a lot closer than we're led to believe, because Kizaru has always been linked with Vegapunk since his very first introduction. So I wonder what is going on, or their history between the two. But also, it appears that the Straw Hats have actually succeeded in defeated the Seraphim and caught York and literally had her snitch to the world government. And now they're on the offensive and know the plan and understand what's actually going on. Things are about to get absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to see what happens. That final panel was cool. I don't know why Lucci was there. He should be kind of scared, because I wouldn't be surprised if the government tried to take him out too, because they might find this as treason, but we'll just have to wait and see. I did like this chapter. I think you should go read it. Oda's still on a run, man. This is one of the best runs he's ever been on since Shabodi to Marineford. I'm telling you, One Piece is absolutely peak. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this chapter. What happens next? What do you think happened in the last 24 hours? How did they even escape? Like, what's going on, man? This arc is crazy. I hope you guys have a good day and a good night. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.